122 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Once y'all got the big lead, I'm obvious you heard the people keep chanting, stay on strike, stay on strike.
Well, it's, you know, I don't know. I don't have anything to do with the striking thing, but if they want to stay on strike, I don't care. You know, I enjoy playing, and I had fun, and if we come back next week and we're still here, we're going to try to do the same in St. Louis, but I had fun today, and if they want to stay on strike, I don't know the reasons, but I'm just going to keep playing every day.
We'll have more of the Saints plus attendance figures around the league later in sports.
The blasting of the L.A. Rams. Saints are now 2-1 on the year, and coming up in just a few minutes in sports, we'll take a look at all the Rams. Well, the pickets were gone after the game because I don't think the fans would have been as nice after just witnessing the new Saints. Led by quarterback John Fourcade. Then he will decide to throw it this time. The jump pass to Ken O'Neill for the touchdown. Saints led 7-0 first quarter. Second quarter, Saints special teams got going. Regular team member Fourcade goes to work once again on the move. Rolls out and looks into the end zone, finds Eric Martin for the diving catch, touchdown, 20-0, and the Saints fans were going nuts in support of the team, according to the form they had found. And the Saints came out with winners. Let's check out the score by quarters. The first quarter, Rams 0, Saints 7. Second quarter, Rams 0, Saints 27. Rams 3, Saints 30. Third quarter, and Rams 10, Saints 37 for the final. And after the game, the talk in the locker room centered around the man behind the center, John Fourcade.
He read defense is good all day. I don't have any qualms about not getting passes like some people might. You know, he's a good quarterback. You know, he read things. He reads defenses very well. He's got a hell of a rifle, and he's a good scrambler. I'm surprised he's not playing somewhere.
I grew up a lot in 5 years playing football and in life, and I think people look at me and say, hey, let's see John Fourcade in the past, blah, 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 blah. I'm tired of hearing that. You know, I want to play football. I just want to have fun, and people got to understand, hey, what I did in the past is over with. I grew up a lot. I want to play ball. And yes, I thought I was a little more disciplined the last couple of years of playing, even when I was here last year at the Saints, and I took what they gave me. That's what Coach said all week. Be a Phil Simms and a Dan Marino. That was a Phil Simms today. Take the short stuff.
John played well. I thought that he might, you know, played well. I thought that he might, you know, he looked very good in practice all week, and extremely good, and a lot of confidence, a lot of poise, doing things ability-wise, has the athletic ability, and he played a heck of a game.
Simply a great game for John Fourcade. Tomorrow night he'll be our live in-studio guest on the Monday Night Quarterback Show at 7:30. I'll be live at Sharky's Reef with the Saints party.
These were the new guys, and with the strike unsettled, perhaps it'll be settled this week. There's an indication that it might, but that is only a possibility. The player reps will meet tomorrow, but in the meantime, John Fourcade was taking his team and moving them down the field. A great first drive as the Saints converted umpteen third down situations, and finally Fourcade rolled out with a little jump pass and threw his first of 3 touchdown passes. And Fourcade was the marquee player on the field today. One of the players who broke the picket line and walked in, Reggie Sutton, blocked the punt. The PAT missed, but the Saints led it by a score of 13-0. One Ram who did cross the picket line, quarterback Steve Dills. But he was ineffective today as they lost the football on the short yardage play, and Fourcade took over. He showed his mobility, the skills he used at Shaw High School and at Ole Miss, and he finds Eric Martin coming back for the football and a 20-0 lead. The Saints defense held the Rams in check throughout the game as both units got standing ovations throughout the game from the appreciative crowd of 29,000. Dills sacked here by Bruce Clark, who this week came across the line. He and 12 other Saints across the line, and the replacement Saints not too bad either. Vincent Alexander into the end zone for a touchdown. Another standing O from the fans as they leave for the halftime dressing room. The Saints with the lead of 27-0. Now, right before the half, here's a crazy play, something that'll be seen on the NFL Films highlight reel. The interception of John Fourcade. They lose the football. Now, 98 picks it up. He's going to run back the other way. Now, watch this. They rule it a forward lateral, but it looked like a fumble. Fourcade picked up the ball and ran all the way down the left side, and I like how he's outrunning the defensive back. He's into the end zone. Apparently a touchdown, the officials say. No, fellas, although it really should have counted. The Saints led 27-0. The second half was really a laugher. Here's the big play of the second half. Fourcade finding Mike Waters, cut by the Saints in training camp. He goes 81 yards and outruns the DB. The tight end, 88, is into the end zone. And, of course, what would a Saints victory, any Saints victory, be without Tom Benson dancing? Benson's team draws the biggest crowd of the early games, 29,745. His team now 2-1, 37-10 over the Rams.
I want to stay on strike. I don't care. You know, I enjoy playing, and I had fun, and if we come back next week and we're still here, we're going to try to do the same in St. Louis, but I had fun today, and if they want to stay on strike, I don't know the reasons, but
I'd say it's much better coming back winning than coming back losing. You know, I'm sure those guys out there are on strike and all this and all that, but I'm sure in the back of their mind they're saying, well, damn, you know, if you got to be on strike, I'm glad we're on strike winning rather than being on strike losing.
Oh, yeah. On to St. Louis next week.
And they had almost 30,000. A good, nice day in New Orleans, but a nice crowd to watch. Yard pass play, the longest in Saints history. So another record set today, team record, as New Orleans rolls over the Rams by the score of 37-10. Next, inside, the Eagles played host.
Swoboda reports.
It was the day of the signs. Dozens of them ringed the Superdome, and at least one was almost like a prophecy. For John Fourcade, it was like living out a dream. The kid from the West Bank was definitely the man of the hour.
it's the best thing that ever happened to me in my entire life, playing here in New Orleans and having some fan support. I think they supported everybody out there today, and I thought it was just an opportunity where go out and have fun, and whatever happens tomorrow, it's going to happen. I can't control the future. I'm not looking for the future. Right now, I'm looking for individually today. The Saints are 2-1, and LA's 0-3. So, you know, hopefully when it's over with, then maybe they'll sit back and say, hey, he helped us, and, you know, let's give him a job.
Fourcade threw 3 touchdown passes, completed 16 of 21 for 222 yards. And as the score mounted, the celebrating fans kept chanting. It was a fun game that had a little bit of everything. The final play of the first half might have been the wildest in Saints history.
Interception. And lateral.
Stacey Dawson punched it out. I scooped it up and ran. Then I found out they said that he had fumbled it forward, and they picked it up, and I don't know, instant replay. Anyway, it wasn't when you needed it.
It didn't matter. The Saints were up 27-zip, and the fans loved it.
This kid Fourcade is a great football player. I think he deserves a shot to at least to play. I mean, listen, this has been a whole lot much fun than sitting here for 21 years seeing him getting beat, man.
In the fourth quarter, Fourcade teamed with tight end Mike Waters for the longest touchdown pass play in Saints history, 82 yards.
Had man-to-man coverage. I knew I could beat the man-to-man coverage, and Fourcade read it really well and hit me on stride. I didn't have to break stride. Fortunately, I was able to break a couple tackles and outrun people. I thought I'd get caught. You know, thank the Lord I didn't.
Bruce Clark and Tony Elliott dominated the game in the defensive line.
Your friends you see on the way in picketing and you missed and you should be on the field with you, you kind of say, what the heck, you're out here to play the game, play the best possible game you can, and just go out and have a good time, was generally what you're supposed to do.
I'm sure in the back of their mind they're saying, well, damn, you know, if you got to be on strike, I'm glad we're on strike winning rather than being on strike losing.
With the Saints leading 37-10 in the fourth quarter, owner Tom Benson got to boogie earlier than ever before, and the fans loved it. The Saints were a dominant team in the NFL after 21 years. From the Superdome, Buddy Delaberto for Sports Center 6.
The Saints 37-10, the Saints ARB team at...
3 hours before game time, buses loaded with Saints replacement players haltingly made their way through slow-moving pickets. Striking players, bolstered by AFL-CIO support, and some fans took a last opportunity to get a message across before their player replacements took the field against the Rams in the Dome.
In 1987, the Saints is going to heaven, and we're not going to heaven with a bunch of damn scabs.
They want to spend their hard-earned money to go watch, you know, a slam-bam team that's been put together in 10 days, they can.
But that's what we're working for. That's why we're out here.
Strikers fielded questions from the fans, took some heckling, gave out leaflets, and autographed picket signs. They stayed outside because of unmet player demands. What no one argued was that they all wanted to be inside winning.
All of us would like to be playing. All of us throughout the 2018 would like to be playing.
We won't be that long because players are getting antsy.
It feels real strange, and but like I said, hopefully it'll be over soon. You know, Sundays we belong inside, not outside.
Come through and make plays, and he did it. He did it. He did a heck of a job.
The public don't really understand.
Another quarterback was outside. Bobby Hebert joined the Saints Originals in a peaceful picket, handing out literature explaining why union members are striking.
Bobby, what the hell are y'all doing? Get out there and play.
I know, I'm ready. I got to stick with the team.
The protests in New Orleans were without incident. Not so in Philadelphia, where there was egg throwing, auto damage, and only 4,000 fans. Back in the Superdome, 30,000 fans turned out, the second highest crowd on the day.
In the South, unions aren't strong in the South. It's a right-to-work state, and they love football. And you can have 20 guys on the street. If they win, they're going to come watch them out here. But that might not necessarily be the case in New York, Chicago, or in Los Angeles.
That's sarcastic, man. The fans can be cruel sometimes. I think these guys are a great bunch of guys. And, if we're going down to St. Louis, they got 10 guys that just walk past Gene up. So, I think that we need more veterans in here.
Tony Elliott was one of the Saints regulars who crossed over, as did Reggie Sutton. He blocked this Rams punt and scored to help the Saints out to a 27-0 lead. But first-time NFLers like Covington's Vince Alexander had their day in the sun. 71 yards rushing and a touchdown in maybe what is a chance of a lifetime.
I always wanted to play professional football and be out there on the field with the guys and help them out to win games, and the day I did that, it was a dream of mine to play in the NFL. I know it's not the regular team, but I went out with attitude trying to make myself better and to give me a chance to make this team or some team around the league.
Oh, yeah, this is the ultimate dream. I never thought I'd be here, but I just thought if I keep working hard that I have a chance to, play professional football.
Call them the B team, replacement squad, or whatever. But these Saints can hold their heads high, chalking up a victory on a day that true NFL diehards will put an asterisk by. All right, and joining us live in the studio, John Fourcade, the quarterback, number 11, and James Campen, the former Tulane center who played at left guard today. And I guess it was Andy Warhol who said everybody is, and you thought he played for Tulane, right? Everybody is famous at some point in their life for at least 50 minutes, right? Not too long ago, you were coaching high school football, the forgotten man, and now you're a Saints hero.
Well, it's just an opportunity that I took advantage of, and James can vouch for it. Most of the players out there today knew the situation. Hey, just go out and do the best you can and do not worry about tomorrow.
James, what was it like in the huddle offensively? Were you guys a little nervous? Did he appear nervous, or did you forget? Was it just like playing basic football?
It brought me back to high school again because John, since you were the last person, he really created an atmosphere that we were just going to go out and have fun and then put some points on the board.
Did it feel like, and you've played in arena football, and did it feel like the NFL, or was there that big a difference?
It was the NFL out there today for me. I went out and had fun, and 30,000 fans. I look at it this way, hey, we're out there, it was professional football, we got paid, it was on national television, so we went into the ball game as being a National Football League football game.
James, was it at all distracting the picketers outside or having crossed over the picket line? You were someone on injured reserve beforehand. Did that enter your mind either going into the game? Do you have second thoughts?
No, not at all. I know I made the right choice for myself. I spoke with a lot of my players before I did cross the line, and they understood my personal situation. So I'm happy I came back. How can you not be happy after a win like that? I'm certainly glad I was on the field on Sunday. All
right, we're going to talk more about some of and have highlights of some of the key plays. We're live here on 4th Down on 4. We'll continue with James Campen and John Fourcade right after this.
It was man-to-man coverage, so if I beat safety was on me, then, it's a matter of getting the ball, and he hit me mid-stride. I didn't even have to break stride.
Bernard Quarles replaced the veteran Dills and was intercepted by rookie Gene Atkins as the Saints played well on both sides of the ball. Quarles made up for that interception with a touchdown pass of 40 yards to a wide-open Tastee Mobley. The final 37-10 as the Rams marched 92 yards in 10 plays. And so it ended, just the way it started, with owner Tom Benson dancing his way along the sideline, delighting the partisan faithful. One thing in common. They all wanted a chance to play in the National Football League, a chance to experience the dream, perhaps even to prove something to themselves.
It's definitely a golden opportunity to be a part of the Saints organization. I never had a chance to play the NFL. I'd never been to a camp or anything like that, but Saints called me one day while I was teaching at West Jefferson High School, and next thing I know, I was over here Wednesday morning.
I always dreamed of playing NFL, like everybody say, childhood dream and stuff like that, and I'm just happy to be here.
Well, I think it's an opportunity that you just couldn't pass up. I think at our age and the opportunity that we've worked all our lives to play in the NFL, I think that's everybody's dream, and I think this is an opportunity to like I said, show what we have.
Joe DeForest left his job as a logistics engineer at the Kennedy Space Center to give that dream his best effort.
I came home from work Monday night, and there was a message to call the New Orleans Saints. I was leaving the next day on the plane to get here, and I was real excited. Another chance, another opportunity to show what I have, and hopefully another chance for someone to see me and continue my career.
When it was over, was it all he had expected? Was the reality as rewarding as the dream?
It sure was. Everything and more. It was a great feeling to be out there, be a part of a winning team, and just an exciting first game for me, and hopefully some more to come.
Most definitely it's a dream come true. I've always dreamed of playing NFL since I was a baby. And to catch my first pass and to have it be an NFL touchdown, I can't tell you how happy that makes me.
Signs at the stadium. Could this be the team? What strike? Play ball. Those counter those outside, those carried by the striking Union members. John Fourcade realized Sunday's game might have been his first, last, and only in the NFL, and he approached it that way.
I did. I felt like I heard last night the players were coming back, or I'll trust they go back, we'll negotiate as y'all play. I felt like, hey, go in, play, get one game under your belt, have fun. I did. I just went out there, had fun. If it throw away tomorrow, can't do anything about it.
His brother Keith was not activated for the game as he recovered from a pulled hamstring, but his support for John was, well, brotherly.
I thought John went out there and did a great job. He showed leadership out there. It showed the old John Fourcade I seen at Ole Miss.
Dwight Beverly looked back at this moment and was happy his family watched back in California.
All my family's watching back home, so I was very pleased to show them my best.
So as time ticked away, perhaps for the last time for many of these players, there was one thought for all of them. They will always be a part of history, even if it is just a bit of trivia.
Mr. Ruben Mays.
It's Tastee time. Who didn't pick my cap for burger?
It's time for Tastee.
Contact them first, or they contact you?
Yes, my agent Renee Gonzalez called the New Orleans Saints and told them that I would like an opportunity to show them for the second time that I want to express some interest in playing for them under the strike term.
Was their first response positive?
The indications I got from Renee was yes, it was very positive. I was the only quarterback they had contacted, had brought in at the time, and they brought in another guy named Kevin Ingram after that.
So you come in, you look sharp in the workouts, and, I guess they set up the whole offense to use your mobility to make some things happen, and your connections were letter perfect for the most part.
Well, the offensive scheme plan was the same as it's been for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm sure from training camp. We did use some rolling out, some running, and some moving out of the pocket type things. We had some option plan, but we didn't have to use the option.
Oh, you're sorry you didn't get to try the triple option.
I would have loved to have played and done some triple option offense.
How were you able to make as many good connections with the receivers with as little time as you had to work with them?
Well, first of all, you have to give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They didn't give up a sack. And the Rams had 3 of their starting front linemen playing for the Rams. And our offensive line played a great ball game, no sacks. Plus, the receivers that we had in the ball game did an outstanding job of getting open. We communicated for the last 3 days on what to expect from them under the zone circumstances, and these guys read it perfectly. And I just had to play pitch and catch. I threw the short field sim type passes, and they did the running after.
Okay, there was only one time late in the ball game, was it third or fourth quarter, when you had a good situation down on the goal line, and it was the only time where I thought your legs got you in trouble.
Well, what happened, a dive play, the next play, then Carl Smith comes back with a roll out to the right, and I went, Jesus, I'm in trouble now.
You had to run again. For the most part, though, you were amazingly composed and in control. And, you know, I would ask you straight out now, I don't think you surprised anybody with your ability to play football. I think if there's any questions about John Fourcade right now, is John Fourcade a loose cannon on deck? I mean, would you be a guy that they take a chance and let him play and he'd embarrass the team in some way? Is that something you'd have to convince a team will not happen?
Well, Ron, I went out there knowing that it didn't make a difference what I did, if it was good or bad, because I didn't play the ball game knowing I was going to be there tomorrow. I played it as, hey, I might be over with tomorrow. You know, the game's over with today, and I might never be back. I went into the game having fun. I was ready to play the ball game. I'm going to be ready to play if we play this week. I want the opportunity to play, and Coach MORA and Coach Smith and Mr. Finks gave me the opportunity. And I just had fun playing. The line protected everything. The guys out there, 45 other players out there that we dressed out were in the same boat I am in.
Well, you got some people talking about you, John. I want to thank you for being here with us. We're going to have some questions later on from the live shot, so thank you.